Good morning. Today I'm sharing with you how I spent an entire week on a project that failed so hard so that hopefully you don't make the same mistakes I did. Moving these beds is actually a huge pain. Day 5 of this stupid project. It's not going to work. Really difficult. Blood-sucking lice. Oh, this is not the way I envisioned this project going. You see, I had my mind set on creating a better shade solution for our Airstream. It feels like every year we try something different, and this year was no different. But I decided to do it as a surprise for Jonathan and not tell him any of my plans. Mistake number 1. We moved the garden beds in the hog panel. We should be able to shade the garden and the Airstream all in one go. It sounded like a really great plan, and I was convinced that it was going to work. But it didn't. And here's how it failed miserably. Okay, we finally have a not so windy day. It's time to get back on the garden. I have several plants in here that I want to save, mostly rosemary. So the crops that we're done with, we will just put into the soil when we move the bed. I'm hoping that it's not as complicated as I think it's going to be. Future Ashley here. It's very complicated. It's not going to work. You should give up now. Moving these beds is actually a huge pain, but they're not permanent. Like it can be done. It's just time consuming and a bit of a pain, but it's okay. We're going to get through it, and we're going to move it, and we're going to create shade for the Airstream so we can take those ugly shade sails down. They work really well. It's just not so pretty. All right, so we got one bed emptied. I just need to move all this rock that's here in front of the Airstream. We'll move the rock, cut the hardware cloth, set the bed, and do that 3 more times. And then we'll address the stuff over here at the Airstream and all the covers and shade and all that. Alright, so I have the garden beds in place with the hardware cloth under them. The next thing I need to do is go ahead and take down the shade sail that is on this side of the Airstream. I'm not going to worry about taking all of it down right now. I just want to get this side down so that I can get cattle panel up and shade on. This is really difficult to do by yourself. Really difficult. But I'm making it one step at a time. Thank goodness Ada saw me struggling and came out to help. Thank you so much, Ada. Okay, well, my phone died, so now that it's charged up, I can show you what has actually happened. So far, we only have the one bed planted. It's got only rosemary, sage, and strawberries in there. And we put up one shade panel. So do you see it? I see it now. I see all the problems that are about to happen. And I don't know why I didn't see it in the moment. But here we go. This has all been watered and this is done. So we have 3 more beds that I went ahead and went and got cardboard. I soaked that, so now I need to move the dirt and limbs into these. Now, I don't think that we're gonna get to putting all of the panels in, but I do wanna get a good layer of soil down. And then hopefully tomorrow, when Jonathan's here, he can help me get those panels up and in place. But for now, I just need to go ahead and get that dirt into these beds just to hold this cardboard down in place so that if it's windy, we don't lose it all. Today's video is brought to you by Birch Living, and thank goodness it is, because this project, the garden project, is taking so much longer than I ever imagined it possibly could, but at least I'm getting a good night's rest. Did you know that March is Sleep Awareness Month? I sure didn't, but here's a few fun facts that Birch shared with us. Sleep actually strengthens memory and learning. So with as much good sleep as I get on my mattress every single night, you would think that I would have learned my lesson already and remembered all the things that could possibly go wrong, but I haven't. Studies from Harvard Medical School are showing that if you were to go to sleep after learning something new, you retain it so much better. So does that mean that I should just go right to sleep after I make my mistake so that I can hopefully remember all the things that I've done wrong? Maybe. Sleep also helps regulate your mental health and emotions. So a lack of sleep actually disrupts parts of the brain that are responsible for emotional regulation and rational decision making. Do you think that this project was a rational decision? Absolutely it was. So maybe I just need to get even more sleep. Now, I would love to blame all of these mistakes on my lack of sleep, but I just can't. We've had our Birchlux mattress for over a year now, and we still sleep so well, knowing that our mattresses are made with natural and organic materials that are not going to cause any harmful off-gassing, and the natural wool really helps regulate body temperature. So when Jonathan becomes a heater at night, it helps cool him down. Spring is the best time to upgrade your mattress. Scan this QR code or check out birchliving.com/tinyshinyhome. Take advantage of 27% off during this Sleep Week sale with our exclusive partner offer going on right now. Get better rest with an upgraded mattress from Birch Living. Now, let's get back to this disaster of a project and see how it turns out. Today, before I can get back on the garden, we are deep cleaning the goat barn. It's about kidding season, so everything is getting swept out, cobwebs knocked down, walls wiped down, floor scrubbed, everything, even the milk room. So right now we just need to sweep it out and get started.
Everybody's selling their static lies, but I want the rush, I need the high. Surge that lights me up inside, that can get me energized. Look and cover, I am in trouble. Feel so reckless, I won't regret it. All amped up, let's flip on the double. So excited.
Okay, everything has been swept out, dusted, really dusty in here. So next up, I've got a solution. This is not Myers. This is watered down bleach. I hardly ever use bleach, but we are really sanitizing the heck out of this barn. So we're spraying every surface down and making sure it's as clean as possible before kidding season. So lots of spraying to do, but we'll get it done. So I've actually been really lucky with goats and not had many problems, but right now they have what is like a blood-sucking lice. So we're treating the whole herd and deep cleaning everything just to make sure that we kill everything before they have kids next month. So fingers crossed this works. I'm still not entirely sure how we ended up with the lice. We've never had that issue or any issue really. So, do you think it could have come in on Rue?
That said that they were species.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they don't like jump species. Yeah. Okay, well anyway, we don't know where they come from, but we're doing our best to like sanitize everything and clean it as well as possible. So, that's what we're doing. Well, it took all morning, but the barn is finally done. The only thing left is, see that brush back there? The screw got stripped when we tried to take it off, so I gotta figure out how to get that off so that we can, soak that in some bleach water and just really disinfect it really well. And then we can put it back on and we'll be completely done. So it feels really good to get that done, especially because kidding season is just like 2-3 weeks away. So very soon we'll have lots of baby goats. So we got the barn cleaned up earlier today, and now I'm working back at the garden. We have the second set of hog panels up. Nobody wants to help. Everybody's tired. So we're gonna start filling up the bed that has the second set of hog panel and try to convince them to help me get the shade cloth up, but I don't know if it's gonna happen tonight. The next morning, our friends were over to hang out for a little bit, and they ended up helping us put some of these panels up, and they even had the concerns, but I have convinced myself that everything's going to be fine. It, in fact, was not fine. I should have listened to everybody else involved, and I don't know what was going through my head about convincing myself that, the winds aren't going to be that bad. We've lived here 6 years. I know how bad the winds are. Should have listened. Day 5 of this stupid project. I'm very frustrated because it was about lunchtime. I was out here getting ready to make lunch, and we had a huge wind gust, and this just concaved. And because I didn't have T-posts in the back, I thought I might not need them. The bottom of the hog panel pushed out the bottom of my garden beds and bent it all out of shape. I had to yell at the kids to come help me push it back out. So now we're troubleshooting. We quickly put in some T-posts, and when we did it quickly, we put them in backwards. So that's great. something else I have to fix. And then I'm like, well, we still have the problem of the wind pushing these hog panels and bending them. So now we're doing this. This is not the way I envisioned this project going or looking, but I think this is the only option I have at this point. So the goal is we're not putting up any more shade cloth until we know if this is going to work. Would you look at that? She's actually making sense now. This is the one good idea she's had. So tomorrow is going to be extremely windy. I'm trying to get all these openings cut today so that we can see if this is going to hold up or not. If it doesn't, I've wasted the last 5 days. So, great. Well, that was super cute watching those little flaps blow in the gentle breeze of the day until it wasn't. At about 8 o'clock at night, we had a huge windstorm come in and it sounded like the airport was going to fall over. Those cattle panel were pushing so hard down. It was like, it took 2 people to shove them up and we had to like cut off all the shade sail in the middle of the evening. And it was, not fun and not a great idea, Ashley. Not a great idea. So here we are a week later and not much has changed. We still have part of the shade sail that we have to cut off, and then we're just going to wrap the Airstream in the black cover again. It's not my favorite, but we know it works. So we're going to deal with it for another summer and hopefully we can come up with a better solution on down the road, or better yet, be in the house. So I really can't look at this as a week of wasted time. I spent time with friends and my family. I got some good movement in and plenty of time in the sunshine. I learned I may need to slow down, think things through more, but this is how we learn. If we're always afraid of making mistakes or not doing something perfect, we'd never move forward. I'm glad this project is done for the summer and behind me because all of our attention now needs to be focused on getting the site prepped for the upcoming Lava Creek build and our spring homestead tour. There's a lot of things going on over here, and if you want to get involved, check out our website for the upcoming events. We hope to see you here. Now get outside and make some mistakes.